Okay, everyone, I am going to go ahead and start this webinar, and also there will be a recorded version of this going out, so in case you want to go over it again after, that's totally fine. So today's webinar is part of our series, and it's just about the new teacher dashboard. So you may have noticed recently our teacher dashboard changed, so this is what it looks like now. So we've tried to make it as user-friendly as possible. It looks quite a bit nicer, and there are different options to add different levels of organization through different parts of the site. So the three parts that I'm going to go over are adding students, adding classes, and adding assignments and templates. So pretty much all of that is under this purple sector that says Manage Students. For anyone who is an account admin, it's a bit of a misnomer. It also would be where you would add your teachers as well. So there are two ways to manage your students or your teachers. So I'm going to add them by going into Manage Students. So this is the option where you can add users manually. So this would be for students that are under the age of 13, or if you just wanted to add them in yourselves. So if you scroll through this, this is the list of students, and you just click Add User down here. So here you would just enter your display name, the username of the student, and the password. Click Add, and then they should appear up here. So there's the user I just added. I'm going to go to Manage User next to the student I just added. So here you can change their username, display name, or password if you want to update it. And also, if you have classes created already, you can also add them to classes here, which I'll go over later, but that's also an option. So the second way that you can add students is through the invite users. So if you go to invite students here, so this would be used for anyone over the age of 13 or anyone who has single sign-on options. So right now we support Google, Microsoft, ClassLink. So you would give your students this link, and then they would be able to click I'm a new user, sign on with their single sign-on, or if they're over the age of 13 with their email address, and then they would be given a screen to input this information, and then they would also show up under your account. There's also a few other ways to add students. You can also, if you have a paying account, send us a spreadsheet of your students. So you can click the download a spreadsheet here, and we can do the import for you. And we are also now integrated with Google rostering. So if you are signed on with Google on your Manage Students page, it will look a little different. Let me just go into it. So this is my account that's integrated with Google. So down here you see that there's also an extra button that says Import Roster. So here you would be able to sign in, and because I'm not signed into my Google Classroom, I'm getting that error message. But now that you have that button, you should be able to import your roster straight from your Google Classroom. So those are the main ways to add students, and I should mention that if you have any questions throughout this, there are a few of us on chat who should be able to answer questions as I'm going through this. So the next level of organization would be to add classes. So here I would just click Manage Classes. Again, the layout is very similar. All your classes are listed here. You would scroll down and click Add Class. If you have multiple teachers, you select which teacher you want to add it to. You would enter the class name, the class password, and click Add Class. I suppose I already have that as a class. Click Add, and now it's showing up in that list. So now to add students to that class, you just go to the class you just added and go to the Manage Users button next to it. So here on the right-hand side, you have a list of all the students that you have added by now. So you can select however many students you want or whichever ones you want and click the arrow to move them into the class. Similarly, it's just as easy to take them out of the class with that button. It's all automatic, so there's no OK button or done button So you can also select all and move them over. And now all those students are in that class. Similar to the management area for users, you can also manage a class by clicking the Manage button and changing the name and the class password. Once you have created assignments, which will be the next part, you will also see a list of assignments here, and you can select which ones will be part of that class. So now I'm going to go into assignments. So again, I'm going to click Add/Manage Assignments. It's going to bring up the assignments page. So again, a list of all the assignments I've created. I'm going to scroll down here and click Add Assignment. So again, add in an assignment name and click Add. And once you've added it, it will take you to the assignment page. So this is what the standard assignment page looks like now. So here you can add a description. You can select which classes you want it to be in. You can select multiple classes. It'll say it's updated. You can unselect classes. It'll let you know that it's updated. So the nice thing about this is now that you're on this page, if you're creating a storyboard from it, or if your students are coming off of this page, as long as they click create a storyboard from this page anywhere from it, it will automatically get saved under that assignment. So what happens when a student creates a storyboard and doesn't save it into assignment? So let's go to our dashboard again. So on your view storyboards area, you can see that there's a bunch of different ways to view your storyboard. So by assignment, by class, by user, and then under there is a missing assignment button. So this, if you click it, will give you a list of all the assignments that students or teachers haven't put into assignments. So if you click change assignment next to any storyboard that hasn't been put into an assignment, you can actually select it from the drop down and change what assignment it's supposed to be in. Just put it into this one, click update. And you can keep going through all the missing assignment ones and see which storyboards should go where. So those are the very, very basics of account management. So now if I go into any of these that I've just gone over, there are more in-depth options. So if I go into the users list under manage students, it'll give you different fields that it will show. And in addition to that, if you want it to show other things like the single sign-on associated with it, the password, the role, if you're the school admin and you want to change students and teachers and the classes that they're in. And if you're under classes, you can also view the specific classes if you select that button. And then another question that we get asked a lot is how to delete students or how to delete them in bulk once they've been added and you want to change them to different students for your next year, for instance. So if you go down here, you just click the button that says Enable Delete User. And now you'll have the option to select whichever ones that you want to delete. You can delete them one by one here, or you can go down here, select all visible, and click Bulk Delete Selected Users. It will give you a warning. I'm not going to delete those users, but that's how you would be able to do that. If you want to view more than 10 students, you can just go to this drop down and change the view for that. And similarly, for all the other areas of the site, you can also do that. So if I go into the classes list, here you can show / hide the assignment details. So this will now show you the different assignments under each class if you wish to see them. Again, you can select however many classes you want to see in this list. So it kind of functions like a spreadsheet with more options. And then finally, assignments, you can also view the different details associated with it. So you can hide the classes that they're in, show them. You can show the link to the rubric if they have one. And pretty much the main thing about this new teacher dashboard is that you can change where things go from different areas of the site. So you can put an assignment under a class from the assignments page, you can put it from the class page, you can put it from the assignment view page as well. And then finally, templates. So you'll see in this one, this already has a template here. So how you would do that would be, if you're creating a storyboard and you want to make a template this way, just gonna drag some scenes into here. So if you want this to be a template for your students, I'm going to save it. I'm going to select the assignment that it's saved under, so any of these. I'm going to click Save. And now this is in that assignment, and if you go down here, the important thing is to click Convert Storyboard to a template. So this way now you can see that everyone in the class that this is assigned to can see this and save on top of it. And if you're using teacher guides, you also have the option to copy templates over. So let's just go into any lesson plan here. So if you haven't seen these before, these are lesson plans created by teachers that already use this in the classroom. It's pretty great for curriculum mapping, and it's great for having a launching point. So here you'll have a fully created assignment, so it will give you the overview of the assignment. It'll give you an example of a completed one. And if you want to copy this over, it will give you the template and class instructions. It will give you the rubric, and these are all things that you can edit once you've copied it over. So I'm just going to click copy. So now you can see that this entire assignment has been copied into my account. So this is what a completed assignment would look like on the new teacher dashboard. So you'll have the instructions and rubric and template on the left. You'll have any of your students' storyboards submitted here. If you want to see all of them at once, you can show the thumbnails here. So that's the example that was in the assignment that I copied. You can also hide them. So that's kind of a quick overview of the things that have changed on the teacher dashboard. I know it was pretty quick, but if anyone has any questions that I can go over now, it'll be a great time. So for all of these teacher guides and lesson plans, if you're on your dashboard, you can actually just access them usually on the bottom. So if I scroll down here, there's always a button that says View Lesson Plans and Activities, and you can also search by keywords. So this will pull up different things that are teacher guides and lesson plans with the associated keywords. So if I just scroll all the way down, you can see that this appears at the bottom of most pages in some form. As long as you have a teacher account, if you've started a trial from our education page, you are able to invite students. And the nice thing about having a teacher account is that you'll have all of these different levels of organization available to you, so you will be able to add students, classes, and assignments. So while we're here and we're waiting for questions, I can log into a student account and kind of let you see what that looks like on their end. This hasn't been updated, but it's a good way to see what they see after you've assigned them things. Okay, so this is what the student dashboard look. So here they have the option to create a storyboard. They'll have all the assignments that have been assigned to them. So this fake student is in 2 classes, so they'll have all the assignments from one teacher, all the assignments from another. If they go down, they'll have the storyboards they've created. If they go further down, they'll have the templates that are in their assignments that they've been assigned. If they go down even further, they'll have a list of their classes, and students can actually add themselves to the classes as well. If you'll notice from my Manage Classes page, there was an option to add a class password. So let me just go here. So each of these has a class password, and that's part of what you add when you're in here. So students, if you give them this, can add themselves to classes. So if I go into the student dashboard, click Manage My Classes, I can leave different classes that I've been placed in, and I can join different classes that are available as long as I have the class password. And then students, of course, also have the option to change their username and the display name. So characters can be posed differently. Let me go into the creator. So since we do have about 10 minutes left, I will go over this a little bit. So everything is very customizable in our creator. Starting from scene, change different things like the colors of a scene, and you can go a step further and go into edit scene and change like the weather, the time of day. You can make the window see-through, you can turn the lights on. You can actually put something behind that scene. Automatically shows up there. So your question with characters specifically, so if I drag a character in here, it looks like he's standing. If I want to change the way that he's standing, I go into edit pose. And here you will be able to change the way that they're facing. You can change whether they're sitting, you can change their facial expressions, and the way that their arms and legs are facing. If you're in a rush, there's also instant poses down here. A question that we get asked a lot is how to face the characters to the left rather than to the right. You just click this flip button here. Does anyone else have any questions? And as is usual with our webinar series, there is a link for 10% off for sitting here with me, especially if I've already done a teacher demo with you, and I'm sorry that you continuously have to hear my voice talking about adding assignments. Again, this is recorded and will be mailed out since it was pretty fast and it does cover quite a bit as far as the organization of the teacher dashboard goes. So if you want to go over different things, you definitely can. So unless anyone else has any questions, I'm gonna say that this is the end of this particular webinar, and thanks everyone for coming. If anyone else has any questions, again, you're welcome to email us. And there's also a live chat that goes from 8:30 to 5:30, and it's just at the bottom corner. So there's this live chat. If you have questions, our customer care team can also get back to you there.